There are moments in life when the body feels hollow, when the heart, that once beat like a drum of fire, now whispers like fading embers in the dark, when the nerves, once sharp as lightning, now tremble with exhaustion, shaking like candlelight in the wind, when the sinew, the fibers of strength that held you upright, seem worn, frayed, and tired of carrying the weight, and yet you are asked to rise, you are asked to keep moving, you are asked to summon a spirit that no longer has the energy to answer. It is here in this fragile silence that the old words echo back. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Listen to the softness in that, not a command of iron, not a roar of war, but a whisper that says, the will alone can speak to the ruins of the self. The will can command the fragments, like a shepherd calls his scattered flock. It can say to the broken heart, beat once more. It can say to the trembling hands, hold steady. It can say to the weary feet, walk again, and they will obey. But how, you may ask? How can I continue when all that made me strong has left me? The answer is not in force, as the world imagines force. It is not in clenching the teeth until they break. It is not in thrashing the body into empty gestures of power. It is not in screaming at yourself until the throat bleeds. No, the strength that is left to you, when strength itself is gone, is quieter than that. It is the strength of remembering, the strength of presence, the strength of love. When you breathe, even one shallow breath, you say, I remain. When you rise, even if your knees crack and fail, you say, I continue. When you whisper into the night, though no one hears, you say, I am still here. That is the essence of will, not to conquer mountains, not to command storms, but to remain in the face of silence, to remain when every bone begs you to stop, to remain when all the music fades, the heart, the nerve, the sinew. What are they really? The heart is more than muscle. It is memory. It is fire that has burned through years, carrying laughter, tears, and every moment in between. The nerve is more than wire. It is the spark of courage, the trembling line that connects thought to action, fear to bravery, pain to endurance. The sinew is more than flesh. It is the thread of continuity, the rope that binds you to the earth, the taut line that pulls you forward, even when the ground beneath you collapses. And when all three seem broken, they are not gone, they rest, but they remember. And if you whisper gently to them, they will return. Imagine yourself standing, alone, on the edge of a vast field. Behind you, the past, every choice, every joy, every wound before you. The unknown, the path stretches, but your legs tremble, your heart is faint, your hands are numb. And then a voice, not outside, but within within whispers, hold on, just hold on. That whisper is the will. It is not loud. It does not demand. But it does not disappear. Some call it faith. Some call it grit. Some call it the soul. But whatever name you give it, it is the same. It is the ember that does not die, even when the fire has gone out. It is the drop of water that remains in the desert. It is the pulse that continues in the silence. And you, listening to this, know it well. You have felt it, the moment when you thought, I cannot take another step. And yet you did, the moment when you said, I cannot endure another loss. And yet you endured, the moment when you whispered, I cannot live through this. And yet, here you are. Do not mistake survival for weakness. Do not mistake endurance for passivity. Do not mistake the quiet flame for absence. What you are doing by holding on, by calling your heart and nerve and sinew to serve once more, is nothing less than holy. It is the purest act of creation to summon life where only ashes remain. There is an old truth. Strength is not always in what moves quickly. The strongest tree is the one that grows slowly. The deepest river moves without sound. The greatest star shines long after its own death, its light still traveling through the night sky. So too with you. Even when you believe you are spent, even when you feel hollow, your light continues to travel. It shines for others, long after you thought it gone. And so, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn, long after they are gone, what does that mean? It means you have discovered the secret of endurance, that the body may falter, but the spirit persists, that the flesh may grow weak, but the will can rise, that even when you think you are nothing, you remain everything. There will be nights of despair. Do not deny it. There will be mornings of emptiness. Do not fear it. There will be times when you think the journey has ended. Do not be ashamed of it, because every soul, at some point, stands at the edge of its own grave and chooses to step forward anyway. That step is worth more than all the battles won. That step is the essence of greatness. Think of the heroes you admire. Were they strong because they never faltered? No, they were strong because they faltered and continued. They were strong because they fell and rose again. They were strong because when the heart stopped giving, they found another rhythm. Because when the sinew tore, they found another thread. Because when the nerve trembled, they found another spark. That is greatness, not perfection, but persistence. And so I say to you, in the quiet of this moment, do not give up. Do not abandon yourself. Do not believe that the emptiness is all that remains. For within you, even now, there is a seed. It is small, it is hidden, but it is alive. And if you speak to it, it will grow. If you whisper, hold on, it will listen. If you whisper, rise, it will answer. The journey is not measured by how swiftly you walk, nor by how many victories you claim. The journey is measured by the simple act of continuing, one step, then another, then another. That is enough. That is everything. So when your heart is broken, tell it gently, beat once more. When your nerves are frayed, tell them softly, steady now. When your sinew is torn, tell it kindly, hold on a little longer. And when they ask you why, answer with the only truth that matters. Because I must, because I remain, because I will not end here. And so, if you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, you will find that nothing in this world can break you. Not truly, not fully, not forever, for the will, quiet and unseen, will always rise, and in rising, it will carry you beyond the limits of the flesh, beyond the silence of despair, beyond the grave of defeat, and you will discover, at last, that you are infinite,